Now, on Wednesdays, we have the rapid fire quiz. For the last year, producer Eric has wanted to have a championship belt.
Like a wrestling belt you see on WWEFG, whatever.
WWE or AEW
whatever it is.
TNA.
And those belts are usually pretty big. And like, remember, if you're a big Astros fan, it was Josh Reddick who had one because he loved Ric Flair. Goes, woo!
Now, whenever the champions
He had a
are
belt.
huge, every time a team wins a championship, the WWE gives them a belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
You can even buy like that. If you want a Texan one, it'll be a Texan belt. And Astros, they're making so much money.
Wrestling belts are things you just carry them on your shoulder.
When I go
You
to-
just don't wear them on your waist, on your shoulder.
It's so weird when I go to like WWE events. Is all these grown people wearing belts? They're carrying their belts that they bought.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so weird to me. I don't know why they do that.
It's
But I
like
thought-
your swag, your merch. You
but
know?
I thought it'd be fun in here. So every week, whoever wins,
You
gets
flex
to wear
with that belt.
You get to wear the belt.
You flex with the belt.
So
You just
Ryan
carry the
spent
belt
some
around.
cash. And look what he got. Look at that. Holy cow.
Okay, look at
It is the
this.
official rapid
Oh, my
fire quiz
God.
wrestling
It is
belt. Oh, my
made-
God.
That is huge.
It is all metal. It is a heavy belt.
That looks like the
It's
NWA
heavy,
belt from the back
and
of the day.
it is customized, and it says rapid fire winner.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the top part say for the camera? Because I don't know if the camera can catch that.
World Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
It says that? It says
Yeah.
wrestling?
There are
How
some
funny.
you can buy that you can
And then
make.
it has the name.
Now, they
rapid
had
fire
some
winner.
that were like cheap plastic ones, and I'm like, nah, we got to go real deal.
Bring that
Or
thing
you
over
could
here.
like really
All right,
customize.
Wait,
you could,
Eric, I got to get your special. Should you play your music?
No. Just,
No.
You can play your King music. There you go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here comes the belt.
Oh, yeah.
The belt. Is this supposed to be like, isn't it cooler to have it be
Ew,
unbuckled?
stop.
You got to put it
kissing
on,
it.
though, Eric.
Oh, like this is how you do it.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Over your shoulder. You got a little
How
swag.
heavy is that thing?
It's like a sash.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, can I feel- can I feel
It's like a straight
Okay.
boy sash.
2 pounds?
Yeah, but it's leather and steel.
Yeah, the metal plate is
that
pretty
count?
solid. It's not
Legit.
it's not like bendable
Good
like your
God,
aluminum
that's heavy.
catering bucket or something. It's not
Okay.
it's not like an aluminum catering pan. It's a pretty
Here.
solid
Like
metal.
legit.
Kevin, button him up in the back
Here we go.
so he can.
But that's not how you're supposed to be cool to wear it. Like you're
No,
supposed
he's
to flex
gotta
with it on your
wear it.
shoulder.
No, we got to post
It's like
it.
a corset now.
It's huge.
Like
It is
tummy
a-
tuck
Oh my God,
corset.
it takes up half your chest.
Hit my junk. I gotta-
Oh my God, that
I
thing
can't
is
look
huge.
at you. It's almost feels a little too graphic.
right.
Me and Sam should not be exposed to this.
Wow.
It's a little uncomfortable to watch you wear
So
that.
are you going to be
It
able to
is.
like?
There, now I'm covering my junk.
So if
There
you
you go.
lose this
Sir.
week, are you going to be able to hand that over to the winner?
That's the hardest part.
Yeah, every
Are you
week you
saying
have to
goodbye to
change
the belt?
hands.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the belt. Here's the belt. Here's the belt. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
Eric.
Eric, could you blur that part out on the bottom of the belt?
I was going to say.
Digitize that.
Oh,
I'm
my
wearing-
God.
I'm wearing jogging
My
pants.
goodness. My goodness. So the belt. Well, thanks for that, Ryan, because now we have an official rapid fire winner belt.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'll be
And
fun.
we'll see how every
So
week,
walk around the city all weekend.
how mad is Eric going to be to hand that over
around town.
next
I'm gonna
week.
stick 48 just to walk in, carry it.
Oh my God!
I know, because you're gonna act like it's nothing. You're gonna act like this is normal. That this is, and people wonder, what's that guy? What's so
Yes.
special about that guy? What's
they're
his
going to
belt
think
about?
you're a professional wrestler.
Yeah, because
is what
no one's
they're
gonna
gonna
actually
think.
walk
Oh,
up
yeah.
to it to read it.
That's what they're gonna think when they see me walk in.
I would not think that.
They're gonna think you want it for something
Is
else.
there something wrong with that guy?
he's the
Definitely
manager.
they're
Is
gonna
he
think it's
okay?
legit of some kind.
Does he need assistance to his table?
Right.
Does he need assistance? with that big
You definitely
belt
can't go
on?
with your teenagers with that belt. They'll lose their minds. They will not be seen with you.
Dad.
Nope.
What are you doing, Dad?
So
that would be
embarrassing.
Is that on the list
Yeah.
of the TikTok guy?
The wrestling belt? No. There's a guy that you've probably seen, but you don't know his name. His name is Chip Layton, Leighton. He is all over TikTok and Reels on Instagram. And I don't know if he shows up on stories for Facebook, probably, because he's on all the platforms. But he's the dad. He's just this white dad in his probably 50s. And he gets real close up to the camera in his Reels. And he points behind him to the verbiage behind him, like, text from my college freshman. What time is noon? Dad, what time is noon? Or, the first time I saw him, it was, I think, last year as the college freshmen were going into their dorms to build their
Or
dorms.
like how to boil water or something.
Yeah, and they didn't know how to do laundry. And he'd be like, text I got from my college freshman. And so he does things all the time. And so he put this list together of things you can't do with your teenagers. Some of the stuff was in the car, because I thought, well, how does this hit in the car? One of them was you just can't breathe. You just can't breathe. If your teenagers are in the car with their friends, you just don't talk to them, don't breathe.
Let's play some of this.
Do not
Let's-
engage.
Yeah.
Let's see how
Do not
many of these are
engage.
true or
Okay.
just what they
Okay, first is bring out a platter of food when they have friends over. This is trying way too hard, and it's coming off as kind of desperate. Next is talking to your kid's friend if you're driving them somewhere in the car. Don't say hello or acknowledge them in any way. Remember, you're just an anonymous Uber driver. Next, letting your kids see you run. I don't care how hard it's raining or if you're trying to catch an airport shuttle. Seeing this will damage them more than looking at the eclipse. What? And obviously, if you trip and fall, they're going to need a lot of therapy. Okay, last is bringing your own chair to a sporting event. This draws too much attention to yourself, so either sit in the bleachers or stand, despite the crippling back pain that causes.
Who brings a chair to a sporting event?
A lot.
yeah, a lot.
If my kids play soccer,
soccer game or something.
you bring your
Plus
own like
those
tailgate
benches,
chair.
those aluminum
They're
benches.
awful.
God,
I would
yes.
rather have a chair at the back.
I've
and a cup
officially
holder.
Sam, I've officially turned into the baseball mom.
Yeah.
I have my bog bag. And in my bog bag, because I'm not that extra yet to have bought my own little cushioned seat for the bleachers, I have beach towel.
You're slacking, Roula.
It is a beach towel that is folded in threes.
Okay,
So I
okay.
put that to cushion my
Why
bottom.
don't you get the chair with and it has the back rest?
Yeah, those are nice. And they fold up and collapse, and then you
Because
can put it in the bag.
It is a lot of effort to
But they're light.
put the wagon in your car, put those chairs, put all the stuff, load the wagon, drag the wagon through usually the muddy field, get it to where the baseball field is, and set up. I would rather just have the bog bag, put the beach towel, and just suffer with my tailbone on that metal bench for 7 hours.
Well, then leave her cart there.
And
Yeah, so never return it.
There's no shopping carts at the baseball fields. Only in
You'll
the parking
find
lot.
one to put in someone's parking spot.
So do you think he's saying this because he's known, like when he talked to the kids, his child got embarrassed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's his experience.
His
Yeah.
experiences, the kids like, stop talking to him, Dad. You're embarrassing us.
Now, is it?
But we gotta talk-
Is it,
you should talk
is it
to
the
him.
same for the mom? Like, do you not want the mom talking to your friends in the car? Because I'll talk to my kids' friends in the car. I try to engage with them. Like,
What, do your kids get embarrassed when you talk to them?
I think at this point, at 13, aren't they just embarrassed about everything?
Yeah.
You said
Just
the friend
existing.
The
doesn't-
comments on here are hilarious. A couple other ones just to add to this. It says, never dance, like at a wedding, a concert, never.
Never. Oh,
No, you'll
My
mortify
favorite,
your kid.
don't breathe. Talking
Yeah.
to the friend in the car, using a coupon at the store, asking for help from a stranger. They're like, I have no idea why this is killing them, but it's killing them. And then
Yeah.
other people are like, I cannot wait to be a parent so that me just living is killing my children.
It's just existing. Just existing.
But I guess
yesterday,
this
I
is
showed
it.
Eric this video, and I was going to post it, but I don't think I was saying the words right because I like to shock my kids with their verbiage. And then they're like, "What are you doing? Why are you talking like that?"
Oh, you sound like a mod?
And
wow.
so skibbity doo or skibbity? Is it skibbity or
Skibbity toilet, isn't it? Or something?
Skibbity toilet. Yeah.
skibbity
yeah.
toilet?
Yeah.
There was a phrase, skibbity toilet something I saw yesterday.
Skibbity toilet Riz.
That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Skibbity toilet.
And what's that translate to?
Well, skibbity toilet means evil toilet. It comes from a meme of like different characters popping out of a toilet and they say like weird things.
Okay.
And then Riz.
What do you
Is
use
it
it for?
charisma?
Like,
You wouldn't use skibbity toilet Riz together. It's from a meme of a mom like, I'm trying to relate to my kids and she says it wrong.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, nobody says skibbity toilet Riz. If they do say it, it's like ironic.
okay.
And I was
Okay, so
mad
then-
that I didn't film this yesterday because I was doing what you're talking about. I had taken my girls and I to go get our nails done, and they're sitting this chairs next to me. And I was going to turn the camera on, but I was trying not to get them to see me record them because they know. When the
They
phone
know.
is up, they know.
Yeah,
They're the generation that's been born with the iPhone. So I was saying skibbity toilet Riz. And Kevin, my Eleni, who's 11, has your eyebrow furrow or whatever. Like the one eyebrow goes all the way up. And she's like
it is.
looking at me with that one eyebrow up, like, what are you doing? I was like, that is a drippy outfit. It's so
Oh,
bet,
no.
bet, skibbity toilet Riz.
Bet, skibbity toilet Riz.
And they were like,
But you're not even using it. You're
I'm
just
not,
saying
I'm
it.
just saying it. And they're like, did you their hand up on me? They're like,
blurting out words.
Getting out of the car, Mom.
just stop.
Yep.
Why are you doing?
How
What
are
are
we
you
supposed to say
doing?
skibbity toilet? Like, how are we supposed to bring that in the sentence?
It's just more so using like an ironic meme like way. Like they'll just be like skibbity toilet.
It has to be both words together.
Yeah, skibbity toilet.
Skibbity
And there's a
toilet.
song that's like skibbity toilet, skibbity toilet.
I'm gonna need to have. I'm gonna have to text
Oh
a mod like
my
every
gosh.
day when I
Friday
hear a
free for
word.
all.
No wonder they don't like
What is
Princess
this?
Bride.
He needs to take over word of the week.
Yeah,
Definitely about to word of the week so we can all
Sigma
learn.
blast.
Yeah, I gotta learn
what
how
the
to use
Sigma.
it. It's bet.
I don't know what the Sigma means, but that's a big one too.
What
like
the
what the
Sigma?
Sigma or Sigma blast.
Oh, now you're starting to age out to
Yeah,
that.
I know. I'm
Oh,
scared. I'm scared. I'm pushing 30.
Oh my God. Hang out with the promo
He's
kids.
not even 30.
24.
Goodness.
Hey.
20. What are you,
All right,
23,
well.
24?
I'll let y'all decide.
Bet. We'll decide.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
All right, coming up next,
Period.
we're having a
Period.
visitor in the studio. Dr. Viviana Coles is back. We've had her on before. She's a relationship therapist and counselor, and you've seen her on, which one on Netflix? Why am I having a brain fart?
Let's start the
Married at
show.
First Sight. Married at First Sight?
Yes.
Married at First Sight, Dr. Coles? She's in there with her daughter,
Yep,
yes.
yep.
Married at First Sight. And so she's a relationship therapist who gives us a lot of insight. And maybe somebody right now is going through a hard time
I wanna ask
in
her
their
about-
own relationship.
What she thinks about J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
Ooh, can she see the
body
sign?
language.
She does a lot of. I'm not saying she works with them, but she does work in California as well with celebrities and stuff too. So like,
Oh, wow.
like her opinion on stuff like that. Like,
Skibbity toilet riz.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
We're going to bet on that.
Oh my god.
We're going to find out all that.
You betcha.
Yeah. Let's get the tea. Next. With Dr. Viviana Coles on KRV.
It's the Roula and Ryan show, so this is going to be fun. In studio, we're getting a little therapy this morning.
Dr. Viviana Coles is back. We've had her on before. If you watched Netflix's Married at First Sight, she was on seasons 9 to 14. She is here local in Houston, helping out a lot of people, but she's also helped out people all across the nation. Hi, Dr. Viviana.
Hey, good morning, y'all.
Nice to see you.
If you want to follow her, by the way, spell out Dr. Viviana, Viviana, Dr. Viviana on socials.
Because last time you were just getting it right.
I
Didn't
was
somebody
just-
have it before?
So somebody has DRVIVIANA.
Oh, so that's why you spell out
Where'd
the
you
word
read that?
doctor.
She's Canadian. She seems fabulous, but
can't
we
get
can't
it.
be
Give my
friends.
name.
We can't be friends.
Yeah, give me friends.
She didn't want to give it up. Okay.
Yeah. So Dr. Viviana knows a lot about a lot of things when it comes to relationships. That's why we invite her on the show. But Eric made a point, Dr. Viviana, to get your opinion since you work with a lot of couples and you have worked with unnamed celebrities.
That's correct.
What is your opinion of what the tabloid world loves to run with right now on the Ben J-Lo front? They're like, Ben and J-Lo have not been photographed together for 324 days. Really?
Or
I
they
don't
make it
know.
sound like he's always beaten down, like she's
Yeah,
using her
like he's
diva
miserable.
behavior. It's like,
Yeah.
but he's miserable. I'm
Wearing it
From,
down.
You're
from
miserable?
body language
Haven't
and
heard of
pictures
no
and what
way.
you've seen, what do you think?
Okay, well, I just read before I came on that they did list their house.
Opa? Opa? Listen, the house.
But
You're
the
gonna buy a
truth
bigger one?
is, I would not be at all surprised if this is just a diversion from what's going on with her tour.
Opa?
Or no tour right
Yeah,
now.
'cause she
Or
canceled
no
it.
tour.
So you think what they're trying to fake us out with bad relationship to make us forget that the tour had to fail. I mean, it was failing, so they had to cancel it.
It's entirely possible, but I just want them to work out. So it could
But
be
she
that I'm
works
just-
with Hollywood, and you know how the PR business is.
Exactly. That's
You were
what
saying.
made me think from the very beginning. I was like, I don't know. I don't buy it. I think this is a diversion, and it's a good one. Look at us. Look at what we're talking about.
Yeah,
So
so it's always about distraction, is what you're saying.
typically, it's about distraction. They have everything very well planned out, very well thought out. It's all strategy. And again, I just want them to work because this poor woman, although she is she's the factor, right? Like
I know she's the common denominator in the failure of her
And-
relationships.
Yesterday, we were talking about this a little bit in our meeting, and Audrey laughed out loud with the mention of J-Lo. So just for that, I'm going to put her in the mix today.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez was ready for
Lopez.
me.
Yeah, yes, we'll be waiting for tonight once again.
Yeah, because there's this whole thing about Jennifer Lopez's history of relationships are usually like 2.5 years and they break off, except for Mark Anthony was 10. But everything else was 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. I was like, I never knew they were all 2.5 until that got pointed out. So anyway, we just thought we'd go down that road with you, Dr. Viviana Coles. Tell us about Pillow Talk Masterclass. What is
Yes.
that?
Oh my gosh. Everybody sign up. PillowTalkMasterclass.com. It's free. It's on live. It's live. And it's the secret to keeping the spark. Everyone always asks me, how do we keep the spark in our relationship? And I'm going to give you all the secrets, all the benefits, the how not to.
Give us
When
like
do
a
people
teaser.
usually lose the spark? Do you see in your
Yeah, where does
opinion?
it
Is
fade out?
Is it after 10 years, 2 years,
Oh,
having 4 kids? Is it anything?
Or does
new
it vary?
Yeah, it does vary, but new relationship energy can fizzle out like starting around 6 months. Typically,
Oh,
it's
wow.
gone by 24 months. So it takes a lot of work to transition from like that new relationship. Oh, I'd live with you in a cardboard box. let's forget work, let's stay in bed, to, okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
To like, hey, you left that sticky bowl of ice cream on the nightstand. So can you not? That's at 24 months.
Is it necessarily a bad thing? Like, I mean, look, we all love that crazy butterfly feeling right in the beginning, but don't you think that gets replaced by a deeper love, a more important love as you build a life together, a family together? You're there for each other. You're the one holding their hand when they're sick in bed.
All of that should be happening, but I think what ends up happening is that so many people really rely on that and they forget to put the emphasis on the intimacy, and then they end up wanting to divorce once the kids are gone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another good point because we're talking about the end of the school year here, and now we're in summertime, and a lot of parents who are maybe going to become empty nesters once their kids go to college, or you have middle-aged kids, I call them. Like, I'm in the middle-age wheel between like 8 and 12 or whatever that is. If you're going to ship your kids off to camp, right? There's a lot of people do this. Maybe then you have to realize how much you like each other because the kids are in the house.
Yeah, is
I
there
don't
anything
know.
for that?
Like,
What would you recommend a parent listen right now that's taking their kid to camp in like 2 weeks?
So
And they have a whole week
couples,
alone.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a
the
good
couples that are
spark?
doing it right, if they can, they have planned their own getaway during that time. So I know a lot of us here in Houston, kids go to the hill country, find a little resort and hang out there while the kids are there. Of course, if you can't do that, do a little staycation. And I have all sorts of fun tips on my YouTube channel, like fun date nights, free, all sorts of
I think
fun
that's
things that
important
you can
too,
do at
because
home.
so many people are living paycheck to paycheck right now. They don't have the opportunity to just, hey, let's go off on some
free
expensive
ideas
vacation.
for dates.
Yeah,
Dr.
and then your
Viviana,
kids are
what's your
home.
YouTube channel?
It's Dr. Viviana as well.
Spelled out.
Yeah.
Doc-
Or not. Just Google
Okay.
it.
And with no kids there,
Yeah.
it's a perfect time because, like you said, people can't afford to just go do a date night and go to a hotel.
And with as expensive as things have become, we were talking about just like the cost of meat and stuff and dinners out. I mean, it's a drink is like $15 in a nice place. Maybe
Yeah, hey, let's all
$18.
go get fajitas.
Go have a steak.
Even,
Even something as casual as fajitas, we were shocked at how expensive that is.
Yeah.
So that's good to know on your YouTube channel. You have some ideas for free entertainment for date nights. It's pillowtalkmasterclass.com.
Correct.
And how long does the masterclass last?
It's 1 hour. It's this Monday, the 10th at
Okay.
12:30 Central. It's only 1 hour. So get rid of the distractions. Sit in front of your computer with me. There are going to be hundreds of people there. I'm super excited.
and can people send you questions or interact with you on a
Yep,
chat?
in the chat.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And is it just you and you're talking, or are you talking to people with you, and then like we as the viewers can send in feedback?
I am Professor Viviana on
Perfect.
Monday, and it's just me, and I have all sorts
cool.
of fun slides. There's a workbook that you can download for free. Like, it's all free. Just do it. I'm really excited about this
Is
topic.
it hard to get guys, do you think, to do a workbook?
No, Eric Hare's
not this
workbook,
one.
and he's like, nope, I'm
But I
out.
just wondered, I didn't know. Like, do you
Not this
think-
one, but yeah, you're right. I think a lot of times, most of the men that, when I talk about my book and they're like, oh, I don't like to read. I'm like, audiobook. I got it on audiobook. The 4 Intimacy Styles is on audiobook. So check
But
that
they
out.
can't read 4. This is 4. It's not like you said 40.
Yeah,
Come on, guys, just read. It's 4 of
If
them.
you're just tuning in, it's Dr. Viviana Coles. We've had her on before talking about relationships, and I know you've seen a wide spectrum of issues in relationships and how people can overcome them or they can't. In your professional career, Dr. Viviana, I'm curious to know, what is your proudest couple moment that overcame something? You thought they came to you thinking there's just no way we're on the road to divorce, and they are happily living together again.
Yeah. Well, actually, I would have to say it diverts from kind of the topic, but it was a couple who was experiencing a vaginal issue where she was having trouble being able to even have sex, and they now have 2 kids after working with me. So yeah,
They
yeah.
overcame a physiological.
That's pretty cool.
They overcame a physiological issue that's caused by a psychological issue.
Okay.
Oh,
And
interesting.
The old name for it was vaginismus, and a lot of people out there don't even know that it exists, men and women. So if you're at all experiencing, it's an involuntary contraction of the outer third muscles of the vagina, and it's very difficult to have.
Because you always
sex
hear
and
about people
penetration.
like they have IVF and they have the babies, and then they go on vacation and they get pregnant. They're like,
Yeah.
"What? I got pregnant now."
Yeah.
It's like, how?
Or,
how's
but
that
this was like a physical thing that she overcame to be able to even have the
Yeah.
act
Yes.
to get the babies.
But you hear in the brain though how the head.
It's
Yeah, psychological,
it's
controls it.
psychological. It is. It absolutely is. So that's definitely a proud moment. But other times there have been couples who, they don't think that they'll ever experience desire for each other again, and through really getting in touch with the core of who they are and who they fell in love with, and taking that time away every week to just focus on that, even if it's just for a few months, they can overcome so much. It's not like all is lost if you've lost that loving feeling.
Is it communication? What's the number one thing people need to know?
If I really, this will be a good tip for y'all. It's balancing your life again. If you're going to be all business or if you're all kids, that isn't sexy. Like, that is not attractive.
Well,
to your
how would
partner.
you
Work-life,
advise people,
love
though,
balance.
to live in the moment? Because so many of us, we're husband and wife. We have time alone. We're discussing things like the kids or paying the bills. How do you get somebody to just live in that moment and enjoy that time with each other right there in that moment?
I wish I could say just like be present. You have to schedule it. You have to. You have to schedule time away from your work, away from your family, away. Like, it needs to be something that it's a priority. And the truth is, we are all so busy and we're so multifaceted. You have to schedule
And
that
how's a woman
time.
supposed to feel sexy if they're
Everything
working all
is-
day, they're helping the kids with homework, and then you see your husband didn't do the dishes or something? It's like he's
And
just
the
sitting there
mental
watching
part of
sports.
that, they don't. I think we talk about that a lot, Eric, and
Like,
Dr.
guys, we
Vivian,
have
you've
more
probably
needs,
seen
and
that.
you guys are more.
Like, for women, it's way more. I think we've done this show long enough to know it starts with women in their heads before it ever gets to the physical part of their bodies.
Yes. Well, the brain is the largest, most powerful sex organ, and a lot of people don't realize that. And that's why Pillow Talk is so important, making sure that you are outside of the bedroom, outside of those sexual acts, that you are really connecting with each other, showing that you're attracted to your partner. It really does make it to where sex doesn't feel like it's an on and off switch, or you're going from like cold to hot, which is something that I hear all the time. It just feels like he's always ready, he's always warm, and I like need time, and he doesn't really necessarily understand how to do that. Well, Pillow Talk is the key.
Do you encounter that you'll find a situation where one person in the couple wants it more than the other person?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I have never.
Looking at you, Kevin.
I got those testosterone shots now. Oh, yeah.
Eric, we're waiting to see the Incredible Hulk like
I
rip the
know.
studio apart when he's angry.
What would your advice be? Like, when one really just, hey, I love you, I want to be with you every day, and then that person, we've heard people say it's months, years without doing it.
Oh, yeah. 8, 15 years. I've had clients that have. Yeah, it's
But
been
can you
ridiculous.
still love them? I mean,
Yes.
like,
but-
sometimes you're not as active as like we do that. How many times are people doing it?
And then we're
Yeah, 4
shocked
times
every
a
time we
day.
get the numbers.
I'm like, sometimes with kids and that, and you're busy, and you might be
And you're
4 or 5
exhausted.
weeks.
Well,
You're
because
tired.
this is the most, this is what I see all the time. I created the book, The 4 Intimacy Styles. Take
Yeah.
the free quiz online. It's 4intimacystylesquiz.com, and you'll find out more about that. Round out your intimacy style, and you're good to go.
Dr. Viviana Coles, guys, pillowtalkmasterclass.com. It's on Monday at 12:30. It is free. Go to Dr. Viviana, spelled out Dr. Viviana on
and you do all
socials.
couples.
All couples. I love all love. I want to help everybody
everybody.
reconnect.
Because somebody was asking that.
Yes.
So yes, Dr. Viviana Coles. Tell me again the website for the 4 quiz.
Oh,
Intimacy.
4intimacystylesquiz.com.
Is the number 4 the number 4 or spelled out FOUR?
It's both, but you should do number 4.
Okay, 4intimacystylesquiz.com.
Yes.
Nice.
Take that quiz. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Happy
Always interesting.
summer.
We'll get you
Happy
on-
summer.
we'll get you
Happy
on the summer again.
Pride.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right. Happy summer. All right, coming up next, an unexpected question from an Abbott Elementary star that had Jennifer Aniston in tears. What happened there? We'll talk about it in Scoop next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
Listen. Get ready. This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
KRBE.
Okay, so Actors on Actors, Hollywood Reporter on YouTube. Ahmad and I were talking about this behind the scenes. Ahmad, how long is it? 40 minutes?
About 40 minutes, yes.
And it's
Quinta Brunson and Jennifer Aniston.
I'm just saying it's just on. Where am I going to find it on YouTube? I'm just going to Google Actors on Actors. That's how I
Actors
saw
on
the clips of
Actors,
it.
and remind me the name of the publication?
Hollywood Reporter, yeah.
Yes,
The
they
Hollywood
do that.
Reporter.
They have a bunch of them. They have one with Kim Kardashian and Chloe Sevigny. The shade is hilarious. Like, she's like, what's your favorite movie? And Kim's like, oh, I like Legally Blonde. And Chloe's like, well, when I worked on this, I love that movie. When I worked on
It
this.
was really awkward.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Well, Jennifer Aniston and Quinta Brunson sat down for their Actors on Actors conversation. And, really it was about what makes a great TV show. Obviously, Jennifer Aniston is Rachel Green forever from Friends. She also is pretty fantastic as Alex on The Morning Show. She's won a SAG award for that show. If you have not locked in on The Morning Show, do yourself a favor and get that. Just get the Apple TV download and just watch those 3 seasons because it's just
It's
every
done now.
episode is awesome. No, they're going to do a 4th season.
They're going to do another
Yeah,
season.
they just
Yeah.
hired. Oh, someone did the news today, last week. Oh, they're bringing in a big star.
Meryl Streep.
Oh, the girl. She's in Batman. She's the French lady, Maureen Callot.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
Mary-
Cotillard. Marie Cotillard.
Yeah.
yeah, and she's in the
Yes.
Dark Knight movie.
She's supposed to play like
Dark Knight
a
Rises.
European TV company that wants to buy them or something or be.
Oh, it's like in Devil Wears Prada where Jacqueline takes over for Runway.
Oh, yes.
International Runway.
Yeah, so they
My
must
dear
be filming
friend
here.
Jacqueline.
Hopefully, they'll come out next December.
I know, 'cause
good.
it's so good. So in this audio, this is where Quinta Brunson, who's asking the questions to Jennifer Aniston, talking about what makes a great TV show, obviously being on Friends. Wait, did you tell me you have it or not?
I do have it.
Okay. I thought you were saying something.
Sorry, I was playing with my stapler. Right. Eric was like, I can hear a noise.
Mixed
and it
messages. I was like, is somebody telling me we're having a
Sorry.
fail
Not a hand
behind the
signal.
scenes?
No, it wasn't
not
a hand signal. It was just.
Somebody credits Quinta for saying we don't have to go there if you don't want to because Jennifer, got emotional. But here's the exchange.
Oh God, don't make me cry.
I won't. We won't make each other cry.
Okay.
You're already crying. Do you want a minute? We don't have to talk about.
No, I'm sorry. I just started thinking about.
I know. Yeah. Are you sure? We don't have to really.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
It's a happy tears.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're back. I remember the day that it was going to premiere, on television, on NBC, and me and Matthew Perry were having lunch somewhere, and we knew Lisa was getting her hair colored, so we ran into the hair salon, and I snuck up, and she was in the sink, the hair bowl, and I took the nozzle and just started washing her hair from the guy that was supposed to be doing it, and it definitely flew out of control, and that was unfortunate. But the excitement we had, and it feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
That day just feels, and so the fact that it's had this long, wonderful life, and it's still means a lot to people, is one of the greatest gifts I think all 6 of us we never could imagine.
30 years, y'all.
I think deep down they wish they did a few more seasons.
You think so?
But the last season, as a fan, you knew they were phoning it in because the behind the scenes had already gotten out in the public that they were not happy to sign on for number 10.
But then they look back and they go, "Oh man, what were we thinking?"
Yes, Lisa Kudrow said that. Lisa Kudrow said
money.
that. She goes, seriously, we should have done like another 5 years.
Yeah.
Because for those that don't know,
they all had fun.
Yeah, the live tea of that as it played out was, yes, they made history by all getting $1 million per star on the show, and they held together and they banded together and all these things, and they were
Was
all
that $1
actual
million
friends.
per episode?
$1 million per person per episode.
Whoa!
Because NBC was making multi-millions of dollars every week on them.
Might as well.
And so they really were a cohesive unit, and they did have a good run, but then they started wanting to do other things, and the first season of Friends had like 24 episodes. The last season of Friends, like, okay, we'll do it, but we're only doing it for like 13 episodes.
Did they end it in
and they
December or
felt
something?
stretched out. They felt like, as a fan, and y'all know how much I love Friends. As a fan, I was like, we're only getting 13, and that's what you gave us?
But they supersized the episodes too.
That was in the middle seasons.
Yeah, that's when they were-
Supersize NBC happened
Jeff
like in the
Zucker took over or
Yeah,
whatever.
like the middle seasons, like seasons 5, 6.
They realized they couldn't. Saving Silverman or all those shows were failing.
Oh,
Like,
so
we'll just
they-
make it longer.
Because you know where
Kinda
it felt
make
like
it
it was a reach, like a jump the shark almost, and dare I say, God forbid, jump the shark. When Winona Ryder was the guest star and she was Rachel's college friend that kisses Rachel, it almost felt like, oh, okay, so you're going to do, that was the big tease on NBC, like, oh my God, Rachel has a girlfriend or something, like she gets
I
kissed
didn't
by
know
a
that
girl or
happened.
something. Yes. Winona Ryder comes back from college. Now they're adults and it's like a little reunion. And
she kept
she's
saying that.
reminiscing about the college days with Rachel. Remember that time we kissed with our coconut shell bras on at that hula party?
She
or
thought
what
she
it
wanted
was?
her, right? She's like, I didn't want you. And then at the end, she did kiss her. It's
And
like,
she kisses her.
What?
And then Phoebe kisses Rachel as a joke, like at the end. And I just was like,
I think as a fan, you would really like this rule. It's filled with like little anecdotes about Friends.
Actors on actors.
Yes, actors on actors. And it's funny because Quinta's on a popular ensemble show
Abbott
now.
Elementary,
Yeah, she's
yeah.
And then Friends is like, if not the most iconic
Right.
ensemble show. So it's a really interesting comparison.
I think it's great.
It's a really interesting
On
watch.
YouTube, Hollywood Reporter, actors on actors, Quinta Brunson, Jennifer Aniston, of course, started crying because Matthew Perry this is her first interview since Matthew Perry died.
Oh wow!
That's why, because she wanted to talk about what makes a great series. How do you get a 30-year iconic longevity? And it's because of, that was really her friend. Eric made a really good point on that reunion. Jennifer Aniston really was his friend because everybody else is kind of like,
yeah, she was
hit the
protect him.
hardest with Matthew Perry's addictions and alcoholism and the highs and lows of his weight and whatever his demons were. So that's for her to do that interview. That was really, I enjoyed the clips I've seen, Ahmad. I will invest this weekend in watching the whole
Yes.
thing. Find it on YouTube.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
So the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo came a pretty far way since 1932 when it debuted, it attracted only 2,000 visitors and it lost $2,800. This year, Rodeo Houston generated an economic impact of $326 million and a total economic activity of $597 million. Now, what that means, the first figure refers to spending generated by visitors from outside Houston, and the second figure includes on-site spending by locals. So overall, $597 million generated by the Houston Livestock Show
That's
and
pretty
Rodeo.
amazing.
1 month.
It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Isn't that?
I mean, you know how every person who comes into some kind of extra money or wealth and wants to spread their love with the thing closest to their heart, how many people save that for the rodeo donation? Like that's where they're going to buy something to help these kids for college. Like and we all know somebody on many committees. The steer committee, you're buying like a whole steer. That's expensive. People save their money so they could be like, okay, that's where my extra money's going to go
You get like 2
for
people,
charity.
and you spend the money.
Yeah, I mean, we've met people from all walks of life. When Ryan and I had to do a live telethon for the SPCA, there was a man that walked in with a $25,000 check for the SPCA.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember
The
that.
Houston SPCA, because that was the closest thing to his heart. He could donate to anything he wanted, but he wanted to give all $25,000 to the SPCA.
Was that
So
the
there were
time you
people-
got really close to the bear cage and I grabbed you?
Probably.
Rula's like posing
There's a giant
for a
bear
picture.
behind
There's
a
a
chain link
gigantic
fence.
bear behind her and she leaned up against the cage
The best
wall.
was the guy. He kept saying your name wrong.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
watching on TV.
Ro and Ryan. Ro. And then he called Ryan Ron.
Yeah,
Ro
yeah.
and Ron.
Well, his name was Alan Hamburger, and I said, "Thank you, Mr. Hamburger."
Yeah. He's passed away since. But yes, live
That's
television.
hilarious.
Live television. 3 hours live.
I was
me
dying
and Ryan.
laughing. I wish I recorded
And
back
it was
then.
Ro and Ron. And now back to you, Ron.
I'm like, oh my god.
If we had those clips now,
I
man,
know.
That's
that was
hilarious.
gold. That was gold. All right.
That was
Kevin,
such a
I'm
fun
very
time.
excited that you are going to kick off this weekend with whatever you got in store with us, including J-Lo.
Yeah, we got some throwbacks like J-Lo, but it's also Prince's birthday.
Oh,
Is it really?
nice.
Yeah, so I'll throw in some Prince.
So the full
as
version
well.
of Purple Rain Slow.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Who wants to party?
Technotronic, Taylor Swift, Teddy Swims.
Okay, we're going to get it
Swims.
next
Swims.
on the Roula and Ryan Show.